Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Al-Farghani Egypto-Sogdian Trans-Saharan series of mixture of sorts. Again, this series has been really interesting as of late, but we have a new ruler now. This is Gurak, Khosrow. That means son of Khosrow. So now lives in Alexandria, a city that Khosrow made prominent, and is also the birthplace of Marbotism, that new faith that Khosrow created. I mean, it's not a creative faith. I mean, it exists. It's just listed under other faiths. It's just we decided to convert to that because of two reasons. One, for the practicality to syncretic folk traditions, which Khosrow converted to that as an excuse to build the Oracle of Amun. Yeah, that's one thing. And now we're going to spread that faith to the Sogdian minority in Barca, because that's where, my forefathers were sent to govern there. And we brought their community over here, so thought, well, we should follow those ways. And of course, the Sultan holds this strip of land of Sirt, as he just conquered that recently. So now I'm kind of, well, first we gotta get everything together here. And number two is that the rest of the Sahara and the Maghreb is a rather precarious but interesting place. The Aghlabids are still expanding as of recently, but it was his vassal of Medijan. They're responsible for most of the expansion, especially towards that direction of this path of the Trans-Saharan route of the trade. Where it goes through there. Even though it does bypass Isomasan, also known as Sijomasa, that I'm kind of starting to become a little bit interested on going to the western direction, which in hypothetical, which means you would have to declare wars against the Aghlabids for Jerid, Mazab, Tuat, and then finally you'll be there. That's the shortest way, because taking another path is far too long. I'm only interested because this is a feudal realm, not tribal, and prosperity over there is low. So I'm kind of interested. Like, I mean, we are bound here in slightly more towards Egypt oriented, but there's still some things of Egypt that I do like about it, Alexandria being one of them. But also there's the pyramids, which I would love to hold for the renown, and Al-Fayoum, where the Egyptian Textile Manufacturing Center is located. It's one of the two of those locations for more holding tax. And of course, Egypt proper, Cairo, which there is the home of Huan, that temple there. Which there's a special building there, which I won't know what that is because I'm not the owner of it. But I would love to take the lands off of him. But he's got many friends, and it would be wise to renegotiate the alliance with them, despite our difference in military strength. But we still have our friends. Actually, we don't. You don't have alliances anymore, dummy. Well. But first, we gotta get everything together. Because we just don't have a chancellor at the moment, but despite the managed domain with a high stewardship that helps me along with that. But the issue with that is I can't hold enough territories above the domain limit. They haven't caused any penalties just yet, except opinion from other people. Especially vassals. Opinion of predecessor. You don't like it very much, huh? Well, you think different. And that's another thing we ought to watch out for. Because there are some people that you probably want to keep close to. Sister? I'm surprised you're still here and you didn't go to with your husband. Plus, in order to reduce the amount of domain holdings, that means I gotta give some lands away. Starting with the mosque, which I never really invested in. Khosrow never really invested, as he was big into construction projects over the Egyptian side, but not enough where the Berbers live. People did. So we should appoint locals here. Local culture vassals will increase cultural acceptance. They've always been resistant with us, so finally, let's cooperate with them. And plus, they're going to be of our faith. Great, a 70-year-old woman. That means I'm going to inherit this back. And before I give this land away, which was my original post as Khosrow, my father put me there, I'm not going to make much investments except one thing. The donkeys bred in this county are famous for being better donkeys from elsewhere in just about every way. Rulers of this county could take the decision to purchase dependable donkeys, which does have plenty of holding tax and development growth. So before I give this away, I'm going to buy some. Oh, hold on. Try again. Donkeys are often an unappreciated part of our community. A part of my realm is known for having very reliable and capable donkeys. Having some could be useful, as they might have a variety of applications for my soldiers or servants at home. In this context, although often stereotyped as stubborn and stupid, donkeys, the domesticated form of the African wild ass, hey, they're native of here, are in fact highly intelligent animals that have been used across the world as pack animals for thousands of years. Even in the medieval period, they were recognized for their importance in agriculture, transportation, and commerce. These donkeys will help us a lot. I arrive in the town of Labda to rendezvous with a local noble who is known for possessing a large herd of donkeys, said to be some of the finest in the area. We spent some time negotiating how many donkeys I will buy and how much I would need to pay. In the end, I agreed to buy. Hey, I inherited my father's wealth, so give me a large herd of donkeys. So as you bought a large donkey herd, hee-haw, hee-haw. So that's plus 4 stewardship and martial, and a bit of prestige for the next 10 years. But I'm still giving that land away. All I want is the donkeys, so it'll get past 10 years, so we can't get them again. Again, I'm not giving it to any of my kin because there are hardly any out there. So it'll be another local. And you are an evil lackey and callous. Well, that's not nice of you. And he's going to hate me even more. But I tell you what, I should learn your language. But just a moment. So I need to give one more away. I'm thinking, Jafara, you know, I kind of made some investments in that land. You know what? Get me as far away as from that Russian. I might as well give this land away. As much as I invested little, even though there is a city there, but I'm just afraid of that man. As I said, I want to get away from him. Those Russians don't respect us Sogdians, but the reason for that is, which is again, parochialism, because that is a Sogdian thing with the Republic vassal. He doesn't like us with that kind of tradition. He's impatient and he's arrogant, so he's a real bad guy. Wants a seat on the council, which he ain't gonna get it. And there is no way on earth we'll ever accept the Russian people, a culture, to be on par with the Sogdians. We are two completely different people. But still, we are somewhat alike in terms of cultural tradition relating to martial. Because they have the, you know, knights are more prone to injury, a challenge around a single combat stress, and injury resistance to prowess. You know, that old Russian toughness. And the Sogdians have that too. So, I guess we're slightly alike, then. So I guess we're not so far different after all. As compared to that man over there. Syncretism with faith. Oh, yeah, you're Slavic pagan, right. Forgot. That's for you. I want to get away with you as far as possible. So, get another one. And I'll keep the rest. A seducer. Hey, you're a little closer to here, so I would like to learn your language. I know Arabic, but also I'd like to learn the Tamazight language. Now, who wants to be the Chancellor? Well, it's gonna have to be you. Yeah, my father fired you, and now you're rehired, but for a different task. Should work on domestic affairs for once, rather than foreign affairs, which helps with the prestige. But I got something that'll make up for it. And you don't need to get that phone control. So, come on. Now the lifestyle. I already have a friend and groom to rule. I should have confidants next. But since you've always talked about renown, maybe you should work your way down towards commission epic, so I will go for majesty. Get confidants first before you start working your way down. Got a long life ahead of you, because it's that huge health boost, so my reign may be long. But now, like a lackey, I'm going to pay homage to the Sultan and bestow him gifts as tribute. Servant Sashemid Sultan Jalaluddin's Grey Hall in Mut, where he sits his throne, waiting to hear my pledge. I kneel at the feet of my lord and pledge many oaths of homage, as describes the Gordy event. My attendants then follow, presenting my rich gifts to the Sultan before the assembled court. Bids me to arise, confirming his satisfaction, along with my rights to the lands I rule in his stead. A price have failed, so 50 renown. And I gained some of that prestige back, for starters. So those disabled buildings out here, they'll be reactivated soon. And also I'm a tad bit stressed, so I'm not done spending my money. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Now, visit the market. Spend gold to focus on your mind. Something new, something shiny, something rare. Nothing centers me like a new purchase, and the local market holds many treasures. Because I'm a bit stressed, and I want to reduce that. Fill my purse. Stress coping the price we pay. Walking through the market in Alexandria, giddy with excitement. Fabrics, jewelry, thread, trinkets. I want it all. I end up at a stall tended by an old woman who is very understanding of my predicament and promises to help me choose. 2 of that. No, wait, 3. You'll be spending prestige if you go seclude yourself, but I need that prestige. Instead, we should spend less prestige and go visit the Fountain of the Sun. Go visit that oasis. Now, I've made some arrangements to visit the Fountain of the Sun in Siwa. Even in ancient times, This praised its seemingly legendary ability to heal visitors. The local elders are more than happy to welcome me in town. It's a great honor for them. One question remains. Should I come there privately, or should this be a public affair? If I do the former, the townspeople will agree not to come to the area while I'm there. If I do the latter, I get to mingle with the locals. By locals, you mean a popular opinion to improve. But I need to lose more stress, so I prefer to visit the springs privately in peace. At last, the day has come. I arrive at the Fountain of the Sun in Siwa. Spent a couple of days relaxing. A couple of hours I relaxing there. Soaking myself in the waters and hoping it would rejuvenate my health. The day goes by quickly. As soon as it's time to go leave the springs, refreshed, feel like a new person. Hope to be back soon. That thing is a stress killer. I should visit there more often. Yes, greed is a total sin. But I wouldn't worry too much. And I get to be the steward. Good. More tax for me. As well as reducing the construction costs. But unfortunately, no longer the architects, and everything is expensive again. You should make alliances soon. But the question is, who? To prevent joining from factions, that's one thing. Where's that? Quite far from here. That's deep in Mesopotamia. That will not do. Down there. What say you? It's inferior, but it's a start. You desire an alliance. Like to marry yours. Will accept. Alright, we're getting together again. This is just to prevent him from attacking Alexandria. That's my main concern. And as well as attempting to advance to these 2 areas here. mean, after all, he is the owner of 2 of the duchies. And he's likely going to live long since he's going for a healthier lifestyle. Looking for alternatives, alright? Sneezing. Achoo, achoo, achoo. Tishifan's sneezing was loud enough to attract the attention of everyone nearby, myself included. Some chuckle and others shake their heads in disapproval as a reaction to this. I usually sneeze in 3s, he explained sheepishly. Apologies about that. Bless you. Sneezing is just a part of everyday life, isn't it? What I would love to see is whenever he passes away, and then he will not only be the next ruler, but maybe those ambitious emirs will turn against him, even though they all like him because friends. And since I'm trying to learn the language, which is going to take an eternity and a half, you need a court tutor for this. Whoa. Rivals. That can't be good. But he's good at it, but I'll give him the job. It's just to help me with the learning of the local language that I must know. And there's another thing I kind of want to spend my money with, since you got a very good income. And that's something that my forefathers had never done before, because they did not think much other than the wealth. What the hell am I talking about? I'm a greedy guy. Oh, really? You're going for bailiffs to help us Sogdians with the domain limit. Thank you very much. Even though it's going to be a long time before we actually get that. Unless the cultural head, the ex-shit over there, is into scholarship, which he's not. But he was. Keep looking. You know what? Stop. Oh, for the first time in this series, a Trans-Saharan Jewish merchant. For centuries, merchants have crisscrossed the Sahara Desert along the Trans-Saharan trade routes that connect the Mediterranean and the Sahel to exchange trade goods ranging from gold and salt to slaves, ivory, and kola nuts. I have recently acquainted myself with one such merchant named Yentil Shaul. Sephardic Jewish. I'm actually a descendant of that real-life culture in real life for me. I'm a descendant of Sephardic Jewish origin, in case you didn't know. Little Lord Master Fact. Now, anyways, Yentil, who is Sephardi, hails from one of the many Jewish communities that dot the region. Though dispersed across North Africa and Eurasia, these Jewish communities have strong ties to one another. Anyways, following some discussions, she has offered to network me with some Jewish merchant communities to promote the growth or trade in my realm. I'm even considering employing her at my court so that we can work closely together in the future. But of course, you know, the court's full of Muslims. I don't think they'll take too kindly to your kind. Because, you know, we view them as evil and you consider us evil. But still, you look like a nice person. But anyways, wow, pay this much gold. And if you do that, you'll be promoting Trans-Saharan trade with Jewish merchants for the next 10 years. So that's diplomacy plus 1. I'm a diplomatic man. And you get a bit of an increased diplomatic range temporarily. And especially monthly income. And this affects me personally. Not the lands I hold. Me. But as a greedy guy, I would love to bring you in. But the other alternative is just pay her the money. And then she'll promote it. Or just don't do it. But again, as good as you are, but we already have this man. He'll do much better. So I will say a good deal. Pleasure working with you, Tim. So there you go. I was gonna save my money on something else, but you know what? Finish the development of Seawall one more time in 2 months' time, then I'm gonna have to make you collect taxes again. So, okay, I thought it was... I mean, that answered my question because I asked that question on the last episode where it's like, do you have to be an independent ruler to have these kind of interactions with Trans-Saharan merchants? No, it doesn't matter if you're independent or not. It's just as long as you live in Africa, most of North Africa and the Sahel region out there, basically all of this. Yeah. And that includes Egypt, too. So I got lucky there. And of course, that means you cannot establish a network there because you're promoting the trade with the Jewish merchants. Exotic Silk Road entertainers. I was about to say, what does this have to... Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. My father gave the Exotic Silk Road entertainers to me. I forgot about that. That's what causes that personal scheme power to go up. Totally forgot about that. Now... let us appoint an antiquarian. But unfortunately, none of you are good at this craft. You sure you don't want her? I'll let her return, but tell it about this new faith that my father created, and we're trying to spread the good word here. But again, we're all Sunni, so don't worry, it's perfectly legal. The only unfortunate thing about that is that we do not acknowledge the Caliph, the Abbasid Caliph himself. So we don't take orders from him, basically. Even at an event, if there was a big holy war from either of them or one or the other, we're not going to partake in that. Sorry. We have our own self-interests. Now, antiquarian. This is something I'm willing to spend my money on. I should do that more often. Spread the new faith to other places as much as we're doing that here locally. Advanced finger counting. A retired merchant who lives nearby is reputed to be skilled in advanced methods of finger counting, which he can use to count large numbers in the hundreds. For a small fee, he's willing to teach anyone who wants to learn such methods. Oh, this is permanent, actually. Ah, yes, the stewardship, which is needed because of that domain limit thing. I believe this might be good knowledge to have. Historical context. Even to this day, there are many techniques used to count large numbers using just fingers and hand gestures, which is formerly known as dactyl. For example, medieval Islamic scholars discussed methods of determining square roots with dactyl. Ditalocnomy. What like? Again, I know it's in English, but for me, I'm not really 100% fluent on English because I sometimes forget a few words because I learn other languages sometimes. So it was often favored by many due to greater secrecy compared to writing on documents. So congratulations, you count with your fingers as if you were a child. I'll tell you what, if either of you two are behaving badly, I'm gonna get... Actually, no. You know that old woman with the mosque? Should let her pass away, but look at her. She's a big sinner. I wish I could just, kick her out. Revoking Berenice does not occur to... Oh, really? Well, this is a temporary thing, alright? Sorry about this, but you are not fit to be holding a mosque. Because you're a big sinner. And she says, oh no, you're right. I'll be on my way now. Thank you very much. Plus, I get a little more income this way. Now, we have an antiquarian now. Yes? Now, let's commission our very first artifact. So what's the point of being an expert if I don't have nice things to show for it? A new sword would be nice. Or maybe a brooch. A personal weapon would be ideal because... as good as my prowess is, then what's good for it if you got none to show for it? Especially when you spar with your fellow men. So I need a weapon. I have studied the East Iranian language for many moons. I personally penned this missive using the East Iranian script, a letter in friendship from the speaker of Zudanic. I wish future diplomatic dealings to benefit this script. The Pope of the Coptic faith. Seems you've taken a liking of me, huh? For the prestige. Now, Dalat. Postures before bowing deeply. It's both an honor and a privilege to forge you a weapon. He speaks in a dignified way, but there's a glimmer of excitement in his eyes that betrays his serious demeanor. Tell me, what is your preferred way to fighting a weapon? I wish to forge something that would suit you the best. A Maghrebi man. Something that could both slash and pierce flesh. That's what I want. He's gonna forge me a dagger. Okay. There. I filled my patrol room. That means yes, at those kinds of age, I'm expected to have more children. More children means more alliance potential. That's the problem with him. He's got too much land for himself. He's not feeling well and he's melancholic and he's about to die. At least the realm will be decentralized a little. So watch him. They called him the Impaler. Yep, he ain't gonna survive. I'm keeping my eye on him and see what happens to the Sahara Kingdom. I can hear my fighter's Talvat muttering himself across the hall. I need something great. I need something epic to make the creation stand out from uninspired masses. But what? Just what? When his spirited eyes meet mine, he breaks out in a huge smile and waves me. My lord, what an amazing idea. Just perfect. What do you think of adding your family's model to your commission? Well, as an ambitious man who thinks highly of the family, and based on a week ago, I'll say, sure, it sounds lovely. You gain a bit of renown for this. Alright. Again, he's forging a dagger, not a scimitar, which is a common weapon in the area. Hurry up and be dead. He died. Okay, now strength is still similar, but that's actually no, because that's for factionalism protection. Protection from factionalism, that's what it was, just to prevent it from the joining. But tribal levies is something that you should not underestimate. And plus, he's got a lot of money too, so he can get mercenaries. Sometimes 2 bands of it. So that makes it even more dangerous still. That seems like an idea. How about me, huh? No? Faith does not allow polygamous. Well, what kind of faith are you? Azwaga. Oh, they prefer concubines. It's a tribal thing, of course. Okay, so therefore cannot be reasoned with. Gal over there, what do they like? Concubines, same thing. And the great tribal kingdom of Wagadu. Obviously, they follow that the same, but a distance is quite far from here. So you sure? I know it doesn't allow polygamous. I'm sure one day Islam will be introduced to that region. If we can stop them first before they stop anyone else. You know, there are alternatives. And they'll be saying, what alternatives? Because, you know, because of us versus them. Strength is similar, but the land as a whole there isn't prosperous, because that's all mainly open desert. Even touches the coast a bit. So it kind of made me thought, what if we just fabricate a claim on Tuat? And then we fight a war which, yes, we would be separated, but it'll get us closer to Sigil Massa, which is something I'm kind of interested in. But of course that means it will become an independent realm from Egypt, and from us as a whole, but we still be spreading the dynasty to other areas. But I have no intention of leaving Egypt to go live over there, especially with development difference and government differences. But still, there is a castle holding there, so that makes it a bit more desirable. Except it's held by tribesmen. That seems like a far-fetched idea that may work if I really wanted to do that. And as an ambitious man, who's going to stop me? About to have my own personal weapon and a few other personal things. The old out of Africa theory. Now it's out of Egypt theory. A theory that we could believe where we launch an expeditionary force through the desert, go deep in, and then you reach the oasis of Tuat, defeating the enemy somewhere over there, while taking their holding. And it's a tribal holding, which of course, wrong government type. And then in turn, you launch a conquest to there. But isn't that what conquest is for, you dummy? You don't need a fabricated claim. Why don't you just do it right away? Oh yeah. Stupid idea, but it may work. But it would separate Egypt, and it would become an independent Rome in itself. And for something that my children would inherit. It's just my curiosity for Sijamasa and the prosperity of it is kind of strong. And we are a caravanneer people. So, why not? But you need to build your strength here. As well as improving men at arms, and we may have to get rid of one of the men at arms. If you wish to address what kind of enemies you're going to be dealing with. And as well as theirs. It's all Moorish cavalry. While theirs is superior, because these are the ones that are allied with the Aghlabids. This one are allied with the others. Again, these are all hypotheticals. You think I would really go with it? You think I'm that stupid? Maybe. But hey. I was about to say, who's your heir? I mean, you get to inherit all this. Is already betrothed and pregnant, so therefore fornicator. Which is a crime over there. Then again, they follow tribal rules. So if he ever have children of his own, I don't know. It's just ideas after ideas. Sakliva settlers. Several of hundred pale-skinned Sakliva enslaved men and women from the eastern reaches of Europe have escaped the realm of my acquaintance, Caliph Khalid. Oh yeah, we mentioned we don't take orders from the Caliph anymore. Talk as he may about how treasured they were in his armies and in his harem. They braved many dangers to seek freedom of my lands. We all have scars, their leader Sibislava tells me. On our bodies, or deep inside, we are strong and determined. Long for some land of our own, where we could speak our ancestral tongue. If you let us settle in Sabrata, we would work hard to make it prosper. Sunni Russian, beautiful, elderly, former slave. Well, I originally wanted to get away from that man, but at least it's a woman. I can be attracted to her if she wanted to. But after all, I'm Herculean, so she is attracted to me, but too old for childbearing age. Of course, he ain't gonna like it. Plus, it would help Tripolitania get more holding taxes for the next 30 years. But if I were to send it away, I'd be stressed about it because I'm ambitious. So I'll make you the mayor. And you know, he was the mayor. Aha. Okay, you win. You have your post. Traveler's Tale. A traveler often to tell us the distant lands where once came. claims to be returning. Ladies and gentlemen, I left my village as a youth and with my parents, spice merchants bound for Italy. However, a terrible storm blew our small ship off course and left me stranded, alone and weary, on strange shores. I walked for days and found my way to Rome. Oh, how the mighty have fallen! The city's glorious edifices were hollowed out, with sheep grazing on the weeds on the steps of the old Forum. I caught the eye of one of the Pope's mistresses, but dare not to risk such lofty jealousy. So I moved further north, into the lands of the golden-haired barbarians. Then further still, where water turns to ice, the sun never rises, and the women stand twice the size of their menfolk. The attendants remain captivated with increasingly preposterous adventures. What wondrous tales! Cost of prestige. Bears! Ah! A few bear attacks occurred on the edge of town of Tripoli town, killing several people each time, including a couple of my minor officials, though uncommon. Such tragedies are unheard of. What is more disturbing, that has been verified by one of my officials who witnessed all the attacks that the same bear was behind these separate incidents. The bear managed to get away each time before the town guards could do anything about it. So everyone in the area is on edge. We better send in some soldiers to help the guards hunt the beast. The bear still remains at large. So a fearsome bear is believed to be the perpetrator of several violent deaths there. Make a good wife? She's an Abbasid. That's very important. Because, you know, there's a lot of prestige in marrying an Abbasid. And plus, a Koreshi. Ah. Well, she lost a leg. You know what? Come on in. I'd be willing to pay a fortune to get you in here. You get to be my wife. Yes. It may not... I mean, sure, we're not getting any prestige for this, but you are very important to me. Now. You know what? I gotta seduce this woman. I was looking up, I was using my phone in real life. What the hell are you still developing Siwa for? Stop that. Collect taxes again. The Atlas bear. That's the bear they were talking about. Or the African bear. It's an extinct population or populations of brown bear native to North Africa that went extinct in historical times. And when did they become extinct? The last one was recorded to be killed by hunters in 1870 in the Tetua Mountains in northern Morocco. So, around there. So, human activity can definitely be said it played a large role in causing the extinction of the Atlas bear. And yes, it's confirmed, as I looked up the range of description of the said bear. Come on in, Victor. That the bears did range from Morocco to Libya. True to life. And plus, that name, Irene, that is not a Mashriqi name. Who were your parents? Greek. They were originally Greek, so probably came from, well, somewhere in Greek country. Liege goes to war. He is declaring a holy war against them. Against these Koranists. So they're going to go down to Nubia. Inspiration realized. My lord, my Faris Dalat approached me with a wide grin. Sweat dripping down his forehead and soot smeared across his face. I've toiled over to the forge in many days and nights. My work is done. He presents me with an object wrapped in cloth. A wrought iron dagger of fine craftsmanship. It's plain and undecorated, but yet striking in appearance. The motto of the Al-Farghani family, one after another, is elegantly inscribed on one side. So this helps you a little bit of the hostiles gain power while you get a bit of that prowess. So my personal weapon is a dagger. I'm sure to our Zoroastrian forefathers they think it's like, what are you trying to do? Emulate Rostam's dagger? Now, how should I approach Irene? Seems like a reserved individual for his silence as a companion. At least that's how she appears on the surface. Who knows what sort of person she is in private? Is she meek and submissive, or perhaps passionate and fiery? I'll find out once I've breached her stony exterior. For now, I decide how to make myself remain in her thoughts after spending some time alone. She's a content thinker. Heck, she'd be a good court physician too. I should replace it. But again, I want that. It's the blood of the Quraysh. What she got that from him. Content thinker. Approach Irene tenderly, as a friend. So I think she's the type of person who prefers gentle lovers. At least that's my guess. Getting a moment alone with Irene wasn't difficult, however. It turns out the challenging part was having a normal conversation with her. I asked her the questions, she replies with the shortest answer she could think of just to shut down our conversation. It's like pulling an endless amount of teeth. I can't stop thinking that I would get more response from a dead heart than from Irene. Oh, god dang it. There goes your seduction chances. If it doesn't work, we'll try to romance her. Next time, in 4 years' time, got a commission for an armor. Hey, here's some silk entertainers for you. Got royal guards up. But if you ever wanted to conquer a duchy, remember, you have to be illustrious to do that. And you are far from it. But you know what? You should go hunting. And as well as all the other things that you could do. You should be more active. You know, you don't have any stress right now, but this is for the prestige. And after all, you're going for majesty focus here. Must have scoured the oasis twice over by now. Still no sign of game. I won't expect to return triumphant with a trophy. But as things are looking, I'll only return with shame. The nearest market should have a wolf. Damn it! The seat is uncovered. Knows too much. Hey, good effort. So we prepared a wolf another game journey back. So we got a different wolf then. Or just lie again, I don't know. So that's the first step. To become illustrious, you gotta have 3,000. What's the next level of fame? Now, celebrations come to an end in the evenings, entertainment seemed to be over. When Tonarine suggested reading. The clerk soon arrives, and wondering what the guests would like to hear. See my chance to impress her. She's a content thinker, so she will probably want to hear something informative. Judging the stars will give us a chance to learn. As the clerk reads for us, he seems completely engrossed. She later approaches me. Good choice, Gurak, says in rereading. She's her blouse. Cannot believe I'm having with a one-legged woman. But still, Qureshi. It's very important. It's almost like I'm thinking that my son isn't worth a damn. No, you should go for stewardship. I will give you somebody who's more qualified to this sort of thing regarding stewardship. If you need to sway somebody, then that's it. You know, I come to the realization that I wanted to seduce her and I pretty much dropped that learn language scheme. I'll try it again sometime. I mean, I got advanced finger counting technique, so every little bit of learning helps. Or why don't you just learn it from him who's already here? As soon as I lay with her, I'll make her my lover. I'll love her more than I love my primary spouse. It's not adultery, it's perfectly legal. Servants all been sent away. Our bed has been decorated with seashells. As I'm done, Irene enters our chambers and she smiles tirelessly and joins without any hesitation. With the helps of hands, mouths, and limbs, we reaffirmed the devotion we swore before Allah, perhaps in a more carnal fashion than ever intended. So we're united in marriage, now we are now united in heart. It's important because of this. It can be inherited. I believe it's both matrilineal and patrilineal. It's a fame trait, you know. Disorderly market. While surveying the market streets, I encountered the distressed Mutasib, Mustahid, attempting to enforce market regulations amongst peddlers. Disorderly arrangements. Oil beside mosque doors, unskinned rabbits, and cheese and bulls. By Allah, you better listen to me right now. The Mutasib should be punishing market transgressions with violence if necessary. However, he's being ignored by greed-blinded merchants. What can I do to aid him? Hang on. This is for 5 years, but it's for dread. He's just a wandering Sogdian. So I don't care if he doesn't. Wait, that's Sirak you're asking. Because, you know, that's your Mufti. The one Khosrow brought him in. This is for 5 years, right? Just move market oversight 5 years. 20. Here's about free market. Well, that hurts to control, actually. 1 second. Wait a minute, whose challenge? Mine, okay. 32 percent. Actually lowers it. So I actually resolved the situation in a civil manner, actually. Nope! escalating bureaucracy, efficient, inefficient market oversight. Oh, crud. But that's for the next 5 years. Barely have any piety gain at all. There you go. Hope for a son. Question of divorce? What's going on with you? Oh yeah, he lives in a mosque. He rules in a mosque, I should say. What's wrong with her? Too old for you? Oh, what? Oh, diverged Armenian culture. Has she committed adultery? Is she not nice to you? What? What's wrong? Oh, because you probably want sons, right? A Sogdian Buddhist. But keep in mind, if he were to come here, that means he would be the Beku of that temple. And, what else? Wait a minute. Rokshan? Rokshan, son of Banda. Great-grandfather of Muhammad. That's you! Wow! What happened to you? You imbecile! He must have traveled far away and somehow he has contact with Buddhism. But of course, as a Sogdian, we can't judge you for being a Buddhist. See, there's no negative opinion between us. But, for once, I'll accept yours. Wait a minute, you two are betrothed? Oh, there's something weird going on over there. I don't know what goes on anymore in these parts. As much as he has Herculean, but I hope for a son from her that would give us the Koroshi. We ought to keep that circulating. Alright. Money. And I lose the stress because I'm greedy, because I love money. Might as well build hunting grounds in these parts. Prove the barracks. Do increase the size of men-at-arms. Oh my, you are intervening in a war. That means he's overseas, right? No, but he's going to be soon. He's wearing armor and the war just started. A couple of days ago, yeah. Whoa, my goodness. That far away. Matrilineal marriage. Ah, okay. That's very interesting. So they're helping out because they... Wait, what? You are attacking for Epirus? You are mad. You are mad. But hey, opportunity to raid him again. It's located in Susa. I know where that is. So yes, he's going to shore. He's going to the sea now. He's got an aggravated wound, so may never know he'll pass. Alliances will be broken. The realm will be decentralized. Amazonian, but no Koreshi. I think it would have to be, let me see how this works. I think it's the other sister-in-law is of that, who is married to that. No? Oh, never mind then. Again, it's a fame trait. Like, does it work if the caliph has to be of that, and the caliph's children? I mean, look at him. He's a Croatian. And all the siblings do have it. Ah, okay, I understand now. But then again, I do want more children, because I want to spread the dynasty around to other places. And since we have a daughter, that means, alright, another alliance potential. Maybe we should ally with those people, as dangerous as they are. Maybe we can come to something. Will not say, because I understand a different faith. I have too many existing alliances. 2 is a plenty. But I'm still kind of tempted about going all the way over there as a gateway to Sijomasa to spread our dynasty over there. But I'm also torn between Sijomasa and Alexandria. I could declare an expeditionary conquest for Tuat, and it would be easy. But he's got all the cavalry that he'll need. Thank you. Well, what the Berbers do not have that we have is our Sogdian feathers. Don't forget to increase your prestige more by partaking in more activities. Welcome, friends. There is another way to get a lot of prestige, since you've been increasing a lot of the size of your raiders. Savra. That's in Greece, right? Yep, he's landed over there, so it's open season. No, we don't have any of that, but we do have an organizer to get in and out of this. Let's move. Troubled sister. The pleading gaze I received from my sister Turan is taken on as a good tone. A group of guests are approaching the corner she hid all evening, and the walls are hindering her escape. The poor woman's never been good with people. I will distract the convergent guests. One plate of food is placed by the next. God must God what goes on and on about the blessings of marriage. And that's how we salvage that mess. Are you sure I'm not boring you, my lord? Ah, please do go on. There's a lot of gold, and all that gold in turn also be a large amount of prestige. It's got to start somewhere. But since all of Byzantium is coming from Crete, then I'm sure that it'll be a short war for them. Peasants, right? Yeah. 3 of them, actually. Whoa, hey. Calm down, will you? What if I refuse? You don't like my faith. You've been zealous as of late. What are you gonna do? Revoke my title for refusing your conversion? Well, listen here. How this works. It does not say anything about what you're talking about. Oh, you reconverted Alexandria. Well, now there's our problem. I wonder if we should leave Egypt and just go to our own destiny and go west. Just to show them that it's like, hey, they kicked us out because they didn't like us introducing this strange new faith that forefathers created because we were influenced by Berbers. And so we'll take our leave to go west. Get us away from the Aglabids and those Tulanids. But he ain't gonna do anything about it right now. No. I'm not a criminal for him. Plus, I got connections, so I don't think it'll be wise for you to oppose us. This is gonna mess with the control out here. Grandson will not pay. Okay. Remember who you are. Remember, work your way up to the capital. Just snake your way in, just like the last time. Plus, you might need the money for mercenaries. Because there's plenty of them, since you live in Alexandria now. Yeah, I wonder, what if we decide to move the capital from Alexandria to Sijomasa eventually, and so that way we leave Egypt by succession because of a disconnect of borders, and then we would swear fealty to the nearest kingdoms and then just live amongst them. But of course you would lose the renown game. But we'd still be spreading the dynasty for those who ever inherit it when I have more children. Especially from her, as a Maryland lover. Can't break her up now. Wish we had the rating expert, especially a Berber. Doesn't matter where you go. Oh, you better hurry up. They taken Avlonas. No, that's one for the good guys. It's just they took one of the heirs. They did take part of the objective. 3 months! Get in there. Oh, I know why. It's because of that. Defensive measures. You're in his backyard. Hello? You're stuck. Well, in this case, keep raiding. Because they don't want to move further in for some reason. And it says, no, we're raiding here. I'm like, okay, fine then. Crazy people. Got additional taxes. Okay. Now, could you please get moving? And we better get moving soon, because the war's about to end there. It's going to be 3 months. And then he's going to return, and he ain't going to be happy. They released the air. Okay, so it's not over yet. That means more loot for us. But I believe we should get back here soon, as we're finished with here. Just 1 more month, and then we gotta return home to deal with that peasant rabble. So just take it and go, alright? Inspiring role. Monthly prestige, powerful vassal on the council. Which isn't much, because I tend to go for the talented ones. And most of my powerful vassals are just mares. I took an artifact from Sultan Muhammad's Guide to Raiding. That would be his grandfather. Yeah. Let me read that. Oh no, that's a court artifact. Well, it's for keeps then. Actually, look at that history. Sultan Muhammad. History, dummy. Yeah, it was Malik Muhammad II Ibn Ahmed. That's where it's from. And now I get to own it. $33 gold. We'll keep raiding then. No, 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 we gotta get back. Remember the peasant revolt. Get out of here. Nothing special. Here we go. All we need to know is where is the leader. They're gonna try to assemble together in Tripoli, I assume. So there he is. The struggle to avoid people. I heard rumors about a hermit inside Tripoli. Many details about the mystics identity are contradictory. For example, some say the hermit is a man, others a woman. Yet others that this hermit is neither or both. What most of the stories agree on, however, is that the holy person is a true believer who is full of wisdom and understanding about the truth of the universe, as taught in the Quran. However, the thing is, everyone wants to seek an audience with this hermit. As usual, it's said the hermit struggles to find peace and quiet and do their spiritual practices. The hermit always tries to hide elsewhere, but is found again by interpretive efforts. Anyways, rumors or legends of this hermit certainly inspired locals to dedicate themselves to more religious affairs. here comes the payday, and now we're gonna transition you to a proper army. They are an army now, no longer raiders. Well done. There's some prestige. We could use that money to fund the construction of Qanat. We should do that. Now, what are they? Qanats are underground systems of canals that have been built across much of the Middle East for centuries to deliver a reliable supply of water to the locals. By funding the construction of one, I can improve the locals' quality of life. There's some prestige for this. A Qanat, also known as the Farghani in North Africa, Qaris in Central Asia, Falaj in Oman, and many other names, is a system of underground water channels indigenous to the Iranian plateau that subsequently spread throughout much of the Middle East, North Africa, and Central Asia. For centuries, even today, they were used as a source of water in these regions, whether for drinking, irrigation, cooling, and so on. They could range in size from very small efforts initiated by a few peasants to grand public works funded by local elites. Hey, we Sogdians, we invented Qanats, but I think the Persians would have a say on that. And don't go investigate no ghost town. You're here to fund the construction of a Qanat. I got a lot of money to spend, so I had to do something with that. For centuries, people of the Middle East and North Africa have built and utilized the Qanat waterways to channel water across great distances. It has become a custom for people of status like myself to sponsor the construction of such public work projects. I've decided to do just that. Once the Qanat is finished constructing, it will provide a reliable source of water to the community it is built in, whether for agriculture, drinking, washing, or something else. Now I have to consider how much funding I'm willing to provide for this endeavor, and how large of a Qanat I wish to sponsor. Go big, a grand Qanat, for Alexandria for the next 10 years, helps me with the prestige gain, as well as the local taxes. It'll be worth it. Now we gotta go deal with this mess. That's right, you turn around. This isn't for you. Try to capture him alive if you can. You didn't. So sail over. It's back under control. Where did they go? Hey! Don't land. Don't catch scurvy. This is your end. Now you can rest. Now, despite what you think of me, I know you're angry, but at least his intrigue skill is low. We're always in need of good fighters, and potentially good commanders, for the possible future expeditionary war to Tuat, in turn go to what was it called again? Sejomasa. Okay, took a while. Again, I'm tempted about this idea. war's about to be lost, and he's going to have to pay the reparations. Because I want to bypass the Aglobids, which I'm too afraid to face them. But he's got allies. They'll be able to back him up, even when he's weak and down, and all that. So, again. So that would be over there, for starters. Plus, you could take the attrition. You've gotten used to it. And you've got all the mercenaries that you may need to use your funds for. So, I'm still strongly considering. It's like... Because my issue is, that man doesn't respect me for this religion, and thus he's reconverted Alexandria back to Orthodox Sunnism. And I would like to leave the realm, so that way I can feel like, it's like, alright, let's have some respect around here. And maybe I should become an independent nation and go to there. I mean, this realm here only consists of Isgamasan, Tudga, and this. Not too far from this. So, what if we Sogdians decide to leave Egypt and Libya, and then we forge our own destiny out there? But the main issue of that is, it's like, yes, there are some lands which is suitable to turn it to clan government instead of tribal, which is what he is. The locals may not accept us, but Tudga, that's a tribal holding. And if I do have sons, maybe... oh boy, I thought of that idea. I mean, if you want more renown, you know, you gotta have more Duke tier rulers of your dynasty. Boy, I should have more sons. That's an idea. What if we decide to leave Alexandria to go to there? Which in turn you get to go over there. Even though it's, again, it's all tribal land. With the exception of this one, which can definitely turn to clan, which is our government. And I have this tradition, no, not tradition, legacy, where we can establish the sigil mass of mints to improve its prosperity. I mean, I thought about this idea of, why don't we just have acceptance with the Egyptians, those locals here. Last time, that area wasn't Egyptian, this Siwa. That was Berber one time, and now it's not anymore. But, you know, at least the Berbers are starting to become more accepted these days. They're starting to. They have some things that I kind of like. And plus, it's cheaper to build, you know, some buildings out in the desert. Is Sijamasa desert or drylands, by the way? All desert. But it's got high development for a desert area. Which, of course, doesn't compare. So, do you really want to leave the comforts of Alexandria to go to a rough country on the other side of Africa for the sake of Trans-Saharan trade? But the trade routes, I mean, it does go through there. But over in Sus, over here, it does have a little bit of a flavor of its own in that area. Those forests there. They never build anything there. Sounds like an opportunity for me, but I really want to go through with this. Leave my sons and others behind. So that way I would be ruling over there, independent from Egypt. So that way, or alternatively, the only other surrounding big kingdom is that, but it's a tribal kingdom. We have issues with wrong government. So how can I pay my tribute to him? There's their tribal too. Well, they've not reformed it yet. You sure? Oh, wrong religion. Right. Something strange going on over there. Because I was wondering why they switched. So, again, can't go through the Sahara. And we could just, get out of there, launch an expeditionary war to Tuat, and then use that to go to Sijamas, and we establish ourselves there, while leaving Egypt and Libya, isolating ourselves, while the rest of my dynasty will be ruling over there. I mean, I'm not saying declare war for independence. I mean, due to separation and under rules of the game, you would have to break away from the mother country. Then, there you have it. Still thinking about it. But you would lose out on the renown gain. For all of this. Like the Oracle of the Moon and the Lighthouse. So does anybody want some Silk Road Entertainers? Every little bit helps. Because the next one is going to cost 50. We're not even halfway there. Oh look, another one. The Trans-Saharan West African merchant. Now, Kokuna, who is Hausa, hails from one of the many West African communities that dot the region. Gold and salt are the primary goods they deal in, though they trade in many things. Anyways, following some discussions, he's offered me to network with other West African merchant communities to promote the growth and trade in my realm. You're not considering employing him to my court where we can work closely together. Aren't the Jewish merchants still here? They're still here, and you can actually have more than one. Alright. It's a pretty big deal, so good on you. Now with West Africans, they give you intrigue bonus, as compared to the Jewish diplomacy. Their strength is inferior, so I think an expeditionary war may be a practical idea. Which is, again, get us away from the Aghlabids, so he doesn't declare a holy war to get all of this. That's what I fear. And he might go for it. So we have to strike first before he does, or we'll never have this chance. And we can defeat him all by ourselves. So your starting point should be Zuara, and then you're going to make a long trek. Oh, by the way, check your courtiers, guardian marshal. Yes, he's a logistician. Still in the prime of his life. Butir too. So attrition is no problem to him. He's a desert warrior. He's the perfect man for the job. Yes. Yes. Oh, wait 3 days. I got another thing. Need another artifact for commission. Armor this time. You will not regret supporting me, my lord. My beneficiary, Agavine, assures me she will create a masterpiece. Also that my input is valued. Please tell me, what type of armor do you design? An Armenian, huh? I would prefer to be more mobile, so I want a flexible chainmail. Not very flashy, but dependable. But remember, you're mainly going to be up against a lot of Moorish cavalry, which they're not just light cavalry, but they'll definitely kill our archers. But we do have pikemen, which will defeat them. But they're desert experts. But we do have a desert expert in that Berber commander. This is why we value those people. Starting to like them more than the Egyptians. You know what, I gotta marry another wife. As I said, I want more children. But at a reasonable age. And possible alliance as well. Despite in Alexandria, we do have contact as far as Merv, but not Trans-Saharan. No, they still can't hear us over there, which is sad. Oh, in fact, we see. Diplomatic range plus 10. So despite that, we can never have contact with Trans-Saharan ever again with this. It's all because of that idea of a Trans-Saharan expedition. Although we'll still be Egyptian vassals by that time, but there's going to be a time where I will move my capital from Alexandria to Sijamasa, where we can enrich ourselves. I mean, oh, he got lost recently. He's got all these other things. Allied with them. In fact, that alliance is going to be maintained. 12 at... okay, so what we mean by that is yeah, it's still the same guy. It just says it. He's feeling fine now. Oh, he got over his wounds. So we can't attack that yet. Unless you are quick enough. And plus, that's a whole lot of territory back there. But the strength is similar. Plus, they're still in recovery. But it would be safer to take Tuat first. Okay? Tuat first. Which is Oasis country, which does have pretty decent development, but the problem is it's a tribal holding. But we need that as a launching pad to get to there. So we need to go across the desert, which the Berber commander can handle it, so we don't take too much attrition losses. And then we take the capital and a few holdings, a few tribal holdings, which fortunately they don't have big garrisons. It's just those narrow corridors you gotta go through. That's all desert. Until eventually you will reach there. The Promised Land. And that's what we're calling Sijamasa, the new Promised Land. My father may have loved Alexandria, but And we thought we would find safety in Egypt, but now, although historically, you know, the Al-Farghani and the Tulip did fight each other. Don't you remember the origin story? So perhaps we should take our leave and then go west. You know, just like how, again, the only comparison I can make is the Great Journey West in American history. You know, the Oregon Trail. Now it's going to be the Sahara Trail, the Trans-Saharan Trail, where our jumping off point is Zuwara, and then we'll move to there, and then we fight against Tuat, and eventually reach Isgamas and Sijamas to there, and then we settle there, become independent due to disconnection of the land, and then we don't have to take orders from the Egyptians, and hope that my children who will be inheriting these lands will do well for themselves. But of course, that's only if you get the illustrious up. And of course, as long as that man, whenever he gets his comeuppance, because I gotta break that alliance between the two. Obviously he's way too far away, but when we move closer, maybe we can make a difference. Or the alternative is just challenge that man to a board game. Not for land, because independent ruler versus me a vassal, that ain't gonna work. I mean, you can't even do that to your... No. But... in the army. Okay, I understand. Let me see. Just more thoughts. Everybody's in the damn army. Everybody's in the warring against each other or whatever they're doing over there. But, ladies and gentlemen, after I've been wasting a couple of minutes of thinking, I will end this episode on that, because I want the next episode to be focused on the Great Western Journey. And also, I gotta figure out the map that I'll look it up on, you know, maps about travel distance. Like, how far is it from Tripoli, Libya, to Sijamasa, Morocco, by road? Like how many hours or how many days does it take? Because what we do know is, again, this is for real quick, just for compare and contrast. The land route that you will take. So a travel from Zuwara, the land route, to Sijamasa takes you 7 months. From here to there takes you 9 months. Okay, that was just for demonstration. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll end that episode right there. Again, I want to get past through them, because I was hoping the realm would break up in a civil war whenever he dies, but clearly he ain't going away anytime soon, because he's got this book that has a medium health boost. So he ain't gonna be going, so he ain't going anywhere. So we'll be crossing the borders, through the desert, and then right into enemy territory, where we'll fight against them, and then fight against them a lot. And from there, we'll establish ourselves in these next series of wars. And as well as make new whatever alliances that's relevant to the region now. But we hope you enjoyed this episode, as I now have come up with an ambitious new plan, coming from an ambitious character who's still in the prime of his life. But we'll see you in the next one. But until then, so long for now.